The tree line parts ahead. Enter the Barrows of Silence. A circle of earthen mounds surround a hollow of blasted ground. The barrows smell of leaf mold and decay. Some are so old they've sunken and are barely distinguishable from the rest of the grass-covered ground. Your crew shiver as you walk past the mounds into the blasted circle at their center. A wind whips past you, blowing up dust. A bird overhead calls out. Its cry is cut short. A deep depression sits at the center of the circle, surrounded by smoldering sigils of the correspondence. Expedition is over. We've gained 9 crew, so we lost 1 guy in there. Okay. Did not sound like it, but... The sigils scored into the barrow's earth smolder. The incandescent language is searing. A command burns your marrow. Here you will be silent. Gag yourself. Gag your crew. Go further into the circle. Gagging ourselves sounds like a fine idea, and I put more trust in myself than in my crew. Faces with mouths stuffed with cloth look to you for instruction. An occurrence. Your gagged crew quality is now 1. Thanks, code. Should I still gag myself? A gag is supposedly easily removable, so in case of urgency, I should be able to remove the gag and shout orders. It feels like gagging ourselves here is the orthodox way, so we'll do that. Seal your mouth and show your silence. You tear a strip of cloth from your sleeve and force it into your mouth till your jaw aches. Go further into the circle. Whatever secrets are buried here lie within the barrows themselves. Wind gusts across the graves, settling stones rolling from the barrows. Your crew huddle close as you advance into the center of the circle. Below your feet, correspondence sigils flare like dying fireflies. Even now, the letters of heaven sear the air. The entrances to the barrows have been filled with piles of rock. They are stoppered with slate and shale. Beneath your feet, the correspondence is incandescent. We have raised you up, and so shall we cast you down. Okay, that sounds menacing. Approach the hole at the center of the barrow circle. Remove your gag or open the barrows. I am not sure approaching the hole is smart when we've been told we would be cast down. That sounds like a place we could be cast down into. What do we know about that hole? We have raised you up. I'm worried that could go terribly wrong, but I'm also curious. Because it feels like if we just open the barrows, we are moving forward. At the center of the barrow circle, If I could figure out what has supposedly been raised up, because I'm not too sure that you refers to us, the party. Do we approach the hole? I think we'll just go around first. That sounds safer. You pull away the loose stone locking the nearest barrel. Your crew move away the other rocks, opening the graves. A cacophony of sound rolls out. Sigils smolder in the air. Not to be forgotten, not to serve, not to be silent, to be permitted. Ash and smoke blow across the now bellowing graves. One of the barrows is screaming in Latin. An erudite stalker conjugates in haste. "Captain," he shouts in your ear. "Those are your orders from only yesterday. They've been listening." And they're repeating it in Latin? What's wrong with them? Peering inside the nearest barrow, you find it clogged entirely with stone, as though smothered. No wonder the voices sound so ragged, buried beneath mountains worth of rock. The entrances to the barrows have been filled with piles of rock. They are stopped, that's what I read earlier. We have raised you up, and so shall we cast you down. Not to be forgotten, not to serve, not to be silent. Not to be silent. Should we not be silent anymore? When we move the rocks and open the graves, I don't know if what's written here, not to be forgotten, is the sound or the sigils, or are the sigils making sound? I don't. Because not to be forgotten makes me think that I should not forget what they asked of me first. But then they specifically say not to be silent and to be permitted. We'll just approach the hole. I don't think removing our gag is that smart. I'm quite at a loss. I don't think I'm supposed to be able to figure out anything here, and I think I'm just supposed to fumble around. If not, I'm just not smart enough. We will approach the hole. Our powers shared, our gift given, our load defied. The hole is partially clad with ash, but you can see a gleam at the bottom. Something gold glistens down there. The sigils around the lip of the hole burn comprehension into you. The privilege of stewardship abused. Fury and pain and betrayal racks your ligaments. Your hands shake as you pluck the golden seal from its dim tomb. The privilege of stewardship abused. That's the same text, and we can just leave. You have the last seal. The Barrows hold your name to the unceasing sky. Sure. As you walk away and out of the circle, the sigils fade. You feel your throat constrict, as though embraced by a python. You go to give an order, but the words fail. Your language is ragged, like a moth-eaten rug. Eventually you find the language to get your crew moving, but in the back of your mind you feel absences. Your words have been taken. The correspondence carries a price, so too defying the commandments of a star. But you have the last of the seals. The scholars will know what to do next. We lost hearts. We lost stats for that, because our words were stolen. And we had exceptionally low hearts already. Okay. Well, I guess our crew gonna have to guess our orders now. I don't trust them with that. Consult the scholars on opening the gate. Okay. You have 3 seals to open the regent's grave. The scholars will be able to lend their expertise. Sure. The scholars are waiting eagerly for your return, though they affect otherwise. The vituperative classicist arrives first. Well? The others hurry behind her, their expressions repetitions of her question. You explain all you can. A servant thrown down, the theologian concludes, for dreadful overreach. It is not my king in the barrow, then, the paleographer says mournfully. Only a retainer. We don't know that, the classicist replies, though it's a reasonable supposition. She turns to you. Take me with you. Let's open this wretched grave. The theologian immediately volunteers himself as an alternate. Take the dismal paleographer. His theory is in tatters. The truth might be a balm. Take the vituperative classicist. She was least bound to her theory. Perhaps she will find the truth rewarding. The feckless theologian. His insouciant demeanor shields him from disappointment. Would he appreciate the truth? We need to choose one who will interpret whatever we find for us. In the past we have stuck with the paleographer and then with the classicist, if I recall correctly. We've not given the theologian a chance, and I'm not actually too tempted to give him one. It's great that he would not be disappointed, but is it gonna be of any use? The classicist is the least bound to her theory. That sure makes her... I'm looking for a word I'm not sure I've ever had in English. For her participation. That makes her participation interesting. A servant thrown down for dreadful overreach. Sure, it fits no theory, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, let's just go with the classicists. She nods. I've packed already. I'll meet you by your engine. She walks away, ignoring the gazes of her colleagues. The paleographer sighs and returns to his tent. The theologian approaches you. Please be careful. I wouldn't want anything to happen to her. It did sound that way. They're bickering a lot, but they do care about each other. You will need to find the regent's grave in your locomotive to continue. Well... Oh, those are the regent's tears. The regent's grave? It could still be that. Well, maybe not. Wander the camp, it's deserted. The remaining scholars packed up back to Somerset in London once you'd made your decision. They hope to salvage their careers, or at least be somewhere warm and inside. The wind shivers the grass. The shadows lengthen over the camp. Okay, well I guess that's it. Is there anything new in here? No. Well, actually we don't know yet. Is there anything in the glade? No. Nothing new since we brought that weird fungus captain. In the wood's edge, same. Okay. Let's talk to the guys here. The distinguished retailers, Ravenscourt and Stamford, operate a small logging outpost in Traitor's Wood. Right, and they're not happy to work there, right? Yeah. We could rest or ask for wood for your hull. 25 sovereigns. I would rather rest, because that could get my terror down. The workers make room for you on the grass. You sup on cold meats and flat wine under the boughs of the trees. Later you play cards and dice until the fiddler strikes up again. A charcoal burner brings out some whiskey she'd been saving. The singing lasts well into the night and almost drowns out the sounds of the wood. Okay. So I should find the regent's grave on my locomotive. I very much want to check that again. However, am I in a condition to do so? I can buy supplies here. I cannot buy fuel. 3 fuel is more than enough to just get here and then back to Port Haven or even the circus. Our terror is not that terribly high because we have been able to mitigate it quite efficiently. But then I'm also not sure, my bad, that this is the regent's grave. And so perhaps I should just put that whole affair on the back burner and come back here much later when we can take that other check again for the spring or the regent. Guess we'll do that. Where do we go now? We kind of want to go to Port Haven to deliver that trophy and see what it does for us. We could go to the circus to get a port report. We also want to deliver literature to the circus, but we'd have to go to New Winchester first, and we want to do that on the way back from Port Prosper. That was our initial plan before we met that weird fungus captain. I think we'll go for the short version here. Just hit Port Haven, see what there is in the hunting club, and then go back to New Winchester. One of the reasons is my personal timing. It's getting late and I'm getting kinda hungry. And I'd like some closure to this. That's not the name, that's not playthrough. This run. That's absolutely not where I was to go. The distance is closer that way. Although there's a chance we find stuff here. That's... who cares? Acquire the import haven. Let's get our terror down. That is the most valuable thing we can do right now. Then here in Port Haven we will share some gossip with the locals to get our welcome up. Let's do that again. Then to the bazaar we could buy some souls. That could be good. We will restock first. If we do that, we do have room for the 3 souls we saw on sale, so that's fine. Let's get to that hunting club and give him that trophy. The glassy, multifaceted stare will reflect the firelight prettily. The stout veteran looks deep into its eyes. Not so tough now, are we? He growls. Jenkins, fetch the nails. We will ask about our membership. You've filled our wall. Now to talk about your membership. Ah, yes. The stout veteran twiddles his bushy moustache. Of course, you will be most welcome once the spot opens up. Dead men's shoes, I'm afraid, and our chaps do rather cling to their place at the bar. But do come and meet everyone. I'm certain they will be thrilled to hear your stories and slip your name to the right kind of people. Really. I feel scammed. And I do think I was. Okay, well, you have technically been accepted into the club. We got some sovereigns and a cryptic benefactor. Okay. Well, that's it. Let's get smashed. Terror went down. Again. Okay. I feel better now. Anything here? We already have a port report. Okay, let's just go to the bazaar, get these souls, and we are on our way to... let's go north actually, because we need to deliver the port report to New Winchester. That's a homestead. Oh, that's our ants. Settlers who live so far beyond the edge, sure we've read that. This homestead comprises a scattering of houses and a ramshackle barn. A cloud of dust rises from the yard. 2 men are fighting. And we just collect the ants and go about our business. Tell the men to stop. They roll on the floor, grasping for purchase and shouting complaints. We don't care, we want the ants. Yeah. A few shovelfuls of dirt into a glass tank, and you've thousands of the crawlers to bring him. Shoot. Well, they can keep fighting if they want. We've got the 3 things we needed for the nature reserve. Plus a settler to carry there, and a flyer to post there. We have every reason in the world to go to nature reserve, which we will have to do next time. I guess we won't spend time randomly exploring then. We should deliver to the Tacotis if we don't want the scale of the war to shift one way or the other. Because most of our missions have been advantaging the stovepipes. There. Deliver port reports. Don't know if we need anything. Do we have a lot of secrets? We do. Sure. We'll just go. terror went down considerably. Okay, so we just repaired the locomotive. That's please. I now want to hire crew, a few. Do we have stuff to do right now? Nothing in the city, in the shops. Nectar for Carillon. You guys! Third time, they want me to bring them what they already have. I will do it. It will totally take money off of their pockets, but... to the bank we can store all of that. We will get... We're not going for a very long trip. And there is fuel and supplies here. Same thing in Prosper, so that's... we don't have to worry too much about it. Nothing else at the bazaar. Should we buy that weapon? I would feel much safer, and getting that instead. We are not there yet. Yeah, sure. We'll just buy the Cotterell and Hather Sage Beulah. Yeah, that will be a nice upgrade. If I can figure out how to access my locomotive. Okay, so we do that. And then that Krimolkin, we... that's not it. That's it. No, the Jerusalem is the one we sell. Sure. So now we have a long range and a short range distance. And if we get rushed by bees, then we do have an answer that will hopefully allow us to burst them much faster. Okay then, well, we've advanced a few quest lines. This was not the direction I was expecting to go in today, but I'm quite happy with what we found. That was a pretty cool event. I don't know if there's going to be consequences on the woods. I hope so, because that would be interesting. Although it could be pretty bad consequences for us. We know there's something there. Actually, yeah. There's no way to here. So I would expect that to be the Regent's Grave. Although we still haven't found the well. Where is the well supposed to be? I don't get it. Anyway. Next time, I guess we'll go towards the nature reserve and Port Prosper. And that will be quite nice.